You hear that? That's the sound of a late night recording session. Late night being 6:53 p.m. for us.
Hello, everybody, and
Hey,
welcome
guys.
back to Nephuncle Gaming.
That's what we are here. I'm Nef, he's Uncle. So, we don't know, I don't know personally, it's been a while since we recorded last, what we're doing, but we do know that our objective marker is right here, so I'd bet that you gotta beat these assholes up.
He doesn't fall off the building somehow.
Yeah, I know,
miraculously.
so that invisible wall. Very fortunate for him, but I mean, then Batman would be a murderer, and we can't have that.
Yeah.
At least not in these games. If you're talking Batman versus Superman, he'll point blank a bitch in the face with a shotgun.
Yeah, unless you say Martha.
Yeah. He's coming towards you, and you're just like, what was that word? Martha! Breaks down immediately.
Yeah.
Why'd you say that name?
Superman's weakness is kryptonite. Batman's weakness is
the word Martha.
Like, imagine if Bruce Wayne is in, Wayne Industries and there's, a lady named Martha there. He just starts, choking her. Why are you named Martha?
Why were you given that name? That's my mom's
That's my mother's name.
Are we best friends or enemies forever?
Some of that energy drank in my system.
I got all the Red Bulls. Why is this remote not working now?
I don't know. Might have something to do with the people you live with.
Yeah, no doubt. I think this is just getting so old.
Yeah.
Hopefully we might have to buy a universal remote because this TV's still in good condition.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna be like, what happened to those buildings? But that's like a plant. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be expelling giant fireballs out of the plumes. There we go.
Sweet. Yeah, I was talking to a friend about the mechanics in this game. He said, yeah, it's not as smooth as City and all the other Arkham games felt a lot smoother. This one is kind of just a little bit janky. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely you can definitely tell it was made by different people.
Yeah.
In just about all of the mechanics, they're super similar, but they're not the same.
Yeah.
So I think they did a really good job staying true to it, but
Yeah.
of course it couldn't be the exact same because it wasn't the exact same people.
Yeah.
What is that? A data pack?
Yeah.
Can you grab
I'm
it?
trying to remember how. I'm trying to remember how to buttons right now.
You have hands.
Yeah, but why hands?
Why use your hands when you can use a fake hand on a zip line?
Alright, where is this?
Yeah, so you've beat up all the dudes. What are you supposed to be doing? Do you have a menu that you can go to that'll tell you an explicit objective?
Well...
Because it's definitely the building you're on. Solve the crime scene inside Lacey Tower. So you're looking for an entrance.
So that must
And you know what that looks like? A goddamn door.
This is exit.
Well, it says exit entrance.
It's a green exit sign.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that's
Green means go.
Yeah. So, in a previous episode of this, you asked me a really good question, which was if you could be anyone outside of Batman in the Batman universe, who would you be?
Right, good or bad?
Yeah, so we answered that question, but now I have a question for you.
Okay.
What if Batman never existed in the DC universe? Who would you read in the Batman or in the DC universe as a comic book character?
Who would I read?
Yeah, who is your other favorite DC comic book character?
Oh, I grew up I never got big into the comics, and I do eventually want to, but I've always been I'm younger than you are, so comic books were kind of a dying thing at the time.
Oh, for sure.
And for me, it was more like Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
But one thing I was given when I was very young was a collection of Flash comics. So I love the Flash. He was the first superhero I was ever introduced to. I had like 16 or 17 of the comics. I read them all over and over again constantly when it was the only reading material I had, and I just loved getting lost in them.
Yeah.
So definitely, and it was the OG Flash, with the wings on his helmet,
Yeah.
and then even some of the newer ones. But man, definitely the Flash for sure. Yeah. Super speed's always something that's really cool.
Yeah.
If it was somebody I'd have to be,
Yeah.
I've always preferred well, we'll let him talk. Oh, that was quick. All right. I always liked the power of flight, and super strength was always appealing to me as a kid. But now that I'm older, I think things like telepathy or telekinesis, especially telekinesis. But I don't know if any of you guys, I know you have because I watched it with you personally, but when we were watching, Lindsay asked me, my girlfriend, a while back, she was like, what superpower would you have? Remember 11? Remember how she could just concentrate and destroy people's brains from the inside?
Yeah.
That'd be a cool power to have. You're so mad that you can just actually, crush people's brains on the inside. It's brutal, but,
Yeah.
hopefully I'd have enough control over it that I wouldn't simultaneously hurt myself while using it, but like if I could master any one power, it'd definitely be something mind related.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
For
I
me,
remember this.
If Batman never existed, I might read Shazam.
Shazam is another one of my favorite DC characters.
Yeah.
So yeah, Shazam, I'd love to get into his comics.
Yeah, I'd like to see some more Shazam because he was kind of like dead for a while. Like he kind of died out, and Superman was kind of like the big comic book character. So Shazam was kind of like a second-rate character by the time I was a kid. But he was always kind of like in it because it was like a kid that had the ability to turn into a doll.
Yeah, and even when he was an adult, like he had the knowledge of Samson or whatever, the Wises, whatever, but he was still like a 10-year-old at heart. So even in his adult form, he'd blow something up and he'd be like, "Oh, sweet!"
Yeah,
and like,
awesome.
When you're 10 and you're reading that, like that's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
All right, so we're learning stuff about what went down at Lacey Towers. I already know what happened, but I'll let you. It's like pretty obvious what happened. Some stuff happened. Some people died. Well, people.
Well, there's a person hanging from the chandelier. There's a dead guy over there.
All right, you got 3 blue triangles and a red triangle. What are you gonna do?
Illuminati confirmed.
They could not make this easier.
The shooter could be someone of Penguin's height. But the grooves on the floor suggest that the victim was killed by someone leaning back in a chair.
Wow.
That's a smart detective software.
No kidding. I know he's supposed to be like super smart, but to get that kind of like level of detail.
The bullet was fired from a revolver. Ballistics analysis indicates a low angle of trajectory. The shooter could have been someone of Penguin's height.
You already said that.
Pattern of the gunpowder.
The guy was short. It was Penguin. Penguin's the only short person in Gotham.
Yeah. He's the only person below like 4'3".
Did it say that lady was 344 pounds? Go back. Was that the force at which the thing hit? Oh, impact energy. Okay, feet per pound. Okay.
Yeah, I think they would have paid attention
I
to
was
something
gonna
like
be
that.
like, this woman died at 344 pounds.
She's got the density of a dying star.
The cops were right. Penguin was in the room. These prints prove he was here after the murders were committed. If he didn't kill Black Mask.
How would you know how old the prints
The only
are?
thing I know for
Well, I guess like
carbon
the
dating.
lactic acid and stuff like that. That's
You can find out ages if you cut the blood in half and count the rings. That's how you test age for everything.
Yeah.
Just cut it in
Cut
half.
in half and count the rings. Want to know how old your dog is?
Cut him in half.
Cut
Cut
him
off
in
his
half.
tail or one of his limbs and count the rings.
Yeah.
The sacrifice of said limb will be worth the knowledge.
Okay, so...
You got one more red triangle. There's always one.
Sometimes they don't show up.
Yeah, these detective things I always felt moved a little slow.
Yeah.
Like, it was a cool concept, but like, I don't know, the tedium of it didn't do much for me. Although I guess the first time I went through it, it was pretty sweet, and I was okay with it the whole way through.
For sure.
But now I've played these games like a bunch,
Yeah.
except for Night, which will come eventually.
Yeah,
Probably
we'll get
as
there.
soon as we finish this game, because we're going to be fresh off the Batman train, and we're going to want to see what happened. Or we might be sick of it, and we'll take a break, play some other things.
Who knows?
You let us know, but we'll figure that out when we get closer to the end, because we are far from it.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a lot of
get
games.
wrecked! This is WWE Extreme. Oh, totally looked like he hit him with that gun, but it's okay, it's all acting. That dead girl hanging there, she's just an actor.
Yeah. There was no actual people harmed in the making of this game.
Follow the red trail as you scrub through the crime scene reconstruction to find hidden evidence.
Red trail.
Remember, you have to rewind with L2 and R2.
Oh, okay.
So you have to wait for a certain action to happen
I'm
until
looking over here, I think.
So rewind that shizniz. Oh, there you go. Who was it? Keep going. There you go.
Detected.
No, you don't want to fast forward. You want to scan it once you...
I'm figuring out game mechanics.
Remember, you're the Batman guy? Remember that?
analysis indicates the intruder was wearing a white suit or sport jacket.
This is a little bit different than how they did it in Arkham Knight. I think they did this a little bit better in Knight.
Oh, okay. So they improved upon it
Yeah.
with the newer game. That's good. Because with City and Origins, it was lacking something for me. So if they improved upon it, I look forward to seeing what that holds in store. Alright, let's just rewind and play that over and over again.
no.
I just want to see him get body slammed through a table like 6 times. What's up with the table beforehand? Like, rewind? It's like already broken. And they're not even, it's like shards missing out of it.
Yeah. It's probably just the graphics that they're using to like run this whole
those
thing.
are like the cracks that already took place. It's piecing it back together. Alright, one more time. Alright, go get that red triangle back there.
See you, fellas!
I'm satisfied.
Nothing like seeing someone getting thrown through a table.
There was spit on this counter. I think someone spit on this counter.
Wow, whoever like came in here really fucked these people up.
Yeah, they were not subtle. This is not a Splinter Cell game. But this game is about stealth, but clearly your enemies do not share the same same values. This is not a Metal Gear Solid.
She was doing when she was attacked.
She looks like she's wrapping a present.
What was she doing when she was attacked? You're gonna have to rewind to find out.
Oh, okay.
Tune in next week to find out what happened to this poor lady. What was she doing?
Even though I clearly saw what happened there, they're making me do this again.
Yeah, so now you can probably go over there. Don't worry, you're 90% through. The tedium is almost over. Scan it, brah.
I'm holding the X button, but nothing was happening.
You gotta hold the X button harder.
Sionis about someone named the Joker.
Ooh.
That name.
Someone killed Black Mask, but this crime took place several days ago, and I saw Black Mask earlier tonight. The only answers I have are more questions.
Oh, and there's that table again.
Was he the killer here, or is he one of the assassins?
So we talked about heroes in the DC universe. What about Marvel? What do you like? Who's your favorite Marvel character?
You know, I would say I was pretty late getting into the Marvel universe. Like, one of my main introductions to Marvel was the 2008 Robert Downey Jr. first Iron Man movie. And that's what, like, I mean, of course I was always into, like, Spider-Man, and before those came out, like, one of my fondest memories is Hulk Ultimate Destruction for the original Xbox.
Yeah, that was a
the
fun
open
game.
box, or the open world sandbox, like...
running around,
you can
punch
beat up
buildings down.
rip cars in half and turn them into boxing gloves, and just beat up giant robots and throw them at hell. Like, what you could do in that game was endless. So that was like my angsty game, where if like my parents grounded me and they didn't take away my Xbox, I would like stomp off to my room and play that, and I'd be like, oh, I'm so mad, this building's my dad, and I'm gonna beat it up. And so definitely that. Spider-Man, of course, because the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies had come out before, long before the Iron Man did.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man was definitely like big in the superhero for me. Hulk. Was there anybody else really cinematically out at that time? Because this whole like everybody's making really good quality live action superhero movies. That's more recent.
The X-Men movies were out by then.
Oh,
right?
yes, of course. X-Men.
With,
X-Men.
Like, Halle Berry and
so
Hugh
the
Jackman,
original
what do you
X-Men. I mean, even when I was a kid, I knew that like 2 and 3 weren't that good.
Yeah.
But like I loved the first one.
Yeah. They're not like
Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, like he's fun to watch, and he definitely looks the part.
Yeah, he fits the role well.
I'm super excited for Logan.
Yeah,
when
Old
that
Man
comes
Logan.
out.
Yeah.
It's just called Logan,
It's
isn't
just
it?
called Logan. Yeah,
Yeah, it's weird, but I want to call it Old Man Logan.
He looks a little older in it anyway.
Yeah. And that's always kind of like, especially with Dark Knight Rises, like that whole you're the superhero, but now you're getting older. Like, how do you still survive?
Yeah.
You're getting like you yourself are getting older, but your opponents are they're just being replaced by younger guys who want the same thing.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I guess back to your question, Iron Man was like a huge thing for me, and then
that first movie was so fucking good.
It was so good, and
that,
then
like,
I don't know what happened.
That brought Downey Jr. like back into
that definitely reignited his career from his like drug lord, not drug lord, but like drug addiction, and all of his substance abuse problems.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure, Iron Man 1 and the Spider-Man movies, like
That is my objective.
I liked Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, all of them as a kid. And now that I'm older, when I watch them, they're a little more cringier. Like, of course, the emo scene with Tobey Maguire when he's like doing the snapping his fingers at the girls.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I was like, oh yeah, he's all grooving now. And then Thor. I think my current favorite Marvel characters are Spider-Man, Thor, and probably still Iron Man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else. I got like a pop vinyl collection over there. I have quite a few of
There's
them.
a poster above your TV.
Oh yeah, I got
that
a
has
poster
every
behind my
single-
TV that
almost
has literally every
Marvel
single
character on it.
Okay, so let's see. Yeah, Thor's up front. He's my man. He's my favorite because he's blonde hair and blue eyed like me. He's a Norse god, and I am mostly Norwegian, so I identify with him. I'm basically the god of thunder.
Yeah.
Spider-Man was cool. Oh yeah, Fantastic Four was a thing, but they were bad.
Yeah.
So I never really cared for the
Those were
Fantastic
terrible
Four movies.
Yeah.
Silver Surfer was kind of cool concept, like seeing him on screen, but overall didn't care for it.
Yeah. His powers and his abilities are really cool, but as for a character, he's always just kind of been like a second-rate character. But I do like Silver Surfer.
I forget now. I told you to watch it, and I got some news about it. But you haven't.
Young Justice?
Oh, you know.
Matt told me today.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Young Justice has been confirmed for season 3 because fans put up such a big fuss, and I was one of the people that they had like a little like talk to the makers and give like comments and stuff, and I wrote to them and I was like, okay, season 1 was great, season 2 was kind of weird, but I really wanted season 3. I need to know what's still happening.
Well,
and it's cool that enough of us did that they're already storyboarding it and drawing it and voice acting for it. So I'm really stoked for that.
So he mentioned today that season 2 ended on a major cliffhanger.
Yeah, and season 1 also ended on a
major
major cliffhanger. And then what sucked about it was that season 2 started 6 months after that cliffhanger. So it's like, or maybe even longer, but I'm pretty sure it was like 6 months or 2 years or something. And it was like, and all they do, they don't even explain it in the beginning. Right. They're just like, life moves on and it has nothing to do with it. And then in like a couple episodes later, they're like, remember when everybody was gone for 6 months? That's because this shit happened.
Right.
And I was so upset about that. And like one of my favorite things, like the plot with Superboy is really cool because he was like a clone and he resents his own existence, but at the same, he resents Superman and Superman resents him. Yeah. And so it was like this really cool dynamic. And he was with Martian Manhunter's niece or something, or daughter, I think it was niece, and they were together, and that was a cool relationship. Like the writing in the first season was really deep, considering all these kids were like between like 14 and 18. But it was literally just Junior Justice League. Yeah. And it was written better than the Justice League shows were. Like all the relationships and the plots, especially in season 1. Season 2 fell off a bit, but still good. But season 1 was fantastic. But what happened was, at the end of season 1, Superboy and, I forget her name, but the Martian Manhunter's niece were in a relationship. Yeah. And then at the beginning of season 2, Superboy's all pissed off because he's not in a relationship anymore, and she's with like one of the other characters on the show. I think it was like a Blue Beetle or something. Okay. But they introduced like a lot less known characters like Blue Beetle. And I didn't know much about him, and now I know about him and I like him. The Iron Fist is another character that I really like. I'm pretty sure he's in that. They're
making a Netflix series on Iron Fist, aren't they?
Yes, because they've done Jessica Jones and they've done Luke Cage, and if you don't know, they fuck, and then they both have superpowers, and they have a superpowered kid called Iron Fist who has like martial arts, and he's super strong, and I think he can fly. Yeah. So that'll be a really cool show if they do it right. Like all the Jessica Jones, the plot was good, but the action scenes were dumb. Like anytime she had to use like her super jump ability or her flight, they would only show her like bending her knees to jump, and then it would cut to her bending her knees as if it was landing. But it looked terrible. It was clear. It was certainly not like Daredevil level of fight choreography.
I've only seen a few episodes of Jessica Jones, and it does kind of feel like a little bit cheap.
It's very cheap. All the combat stuff's really lame, but it's like a detective show, so it's a lot more intellectual, and that like it's written really well in that regard. But the fight choreography, if that's what you can call it, is done. Daredevil was fantastic. Have you seen Daredevil?
I have not seen Daredevil.
So that's something we should definitely watch.
With all the other shit we have to watch, yes.
Luke Cage also seems like one that would have good fight choreography, but we listened to a podcast, the Super Best Friend Cast. If you're unfamiliar with them, The Switcher on YouTube, they have a really good podcast that talk about all sorts of things, but they were talking about it, and they said, because I haven't watched it, I've seen a bit of it, my girlfriend watches everything available on Netflix, but Luke Cage, I guess, he's a fighter, but I guess the fight scenes are really cheaply done and not well thought out, so they left a lot to be desired. But once again, the storyline, like all the plot was very good and immersive, so it's still really popular. So I hope Iron Fist has good choreography. They go back to the Daredevil kind of, like I'd much prefer in a movie or in a TV series about superheroes that the dialogue be less interesting and the fights be really cool. Like the dialogue needs to be somewhat good, but if the fight scenes, if they're a fighting hero
Yeah.
and the fights are garbage,
Yeah.
like it's not worth it for
Yeah.
me. So
Oh,
that's
for
why
sure.
I could never finish Jessica Jones. I've seen like half an episode of Luke Cage. I saw one fight scene and I was like, okay, that's whatever. But Daredevil, I've seen all the way through. I haven't seen season 2 actually. I saw season 1.
I hear season 2 is where it gets better because like.
Oh really?
I was told season 1 is more like the origins, and then season 2
Yeah, there's a lot of talk, but the fights are still really good.
Yeah, but I hear season 2 is when it takes off because now he's the Daredevil for sure.
Yeah.
It's not just doing origin stuff.
Okay, cool. So I'll definitely have to get into that.
We'll have to watch
we'll
that.
rewatch season 1 so I can get caught up again, and
Yeah.
we should definitely go through Young Justice. I haven't seen that in a long time, and I definitely like to.
Right.
Hey, what have we been doing in game? I'm just so lost. I'm looking at the screen, but I'm talking so much that
I had to go to the Batcave and pick
You're gonna
up-
die.
Oh, I know. These guys are shooting the shit out of me.
Get the fuck out of there. Zip line away. You got one of them. You got a grappling sheeter. You're dead. Stay in the smoke. No, you should have stayed in the smoke.
Batman, you should have smoked more. So yeah, my favorite Marvel characters growing up. So when I was a young lad, bullshit
I was a
pants,
wee little laddie.
the X-Men animated series was on.
Yes.
So we used to sit, like me and my brother and sister, we used to sit and watch the X-Men. So
Right.
my favorite characters were
Which sister, from my personal knowledge?
Tina.
Okay.
Yeah, Tina used to actually record it for me on like a VHS, and then
Oh,
I'd
cool.
watch it later. So
Cool.
So yeah, so I like the X-Men a lot. So it's like Wolverine, of course. Wolverine's like a staple.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Gambit. Gambit was one of my other favorite characters who has never gotten enough.
Yeah, Gambit's really cool.
Yeah.
Gambit's always seemed like a really suave, like really
he's
smooth
a Cajun.
talking.
Yeah, he's got a French accent, but he's a real cool dude. And he's got cool powers.
He's got like laser powered cards. And
Well, he can charge
he
up
charges
anything.
them up with magic.
So if he charges up a card, that's enough explosion. But if he charges up like a basketball, it would be like a nuclear bomb.
What?
Yeah.
I haven't. That hasn't been explained in any of the
So
cinematic.
if
Oh my god.
Depending on the size of the object he's charging,
And that's why he sticks with cards.
That's
'Cause
why he
they're
sticks with
small
playing
enough that
cards.
it'll knock you on your ass, but it won't
kill
kill
somebody.
you.
Yeah, it won't like totally decimate the world.
So he can't control how much power he puts into it. He just charges it up.
I believe so.
That's
if I
crazy.
recall,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Because I remember.
That's also very dangerous.
Yeah.
But he fights with a staff, and
Yeah.
he charges that, and that's, I mean, scaled, I guess, heavier,
Yeah.
bigger than a basketball.
Well, like I said, he's always kind of been like a second tier character who's
Yeah.
never really been explained
he
too
doesn't
much.
get flushed out.
But from what I recall, like there was, I don't know if it was from like a comic or if it was from the show, but I do remember there being a thing where it's like he uses playing cards because the explosions are small enough. Because if he uses something way bigger, it'd be like a nuclear bomb going off. So he doesn't use anything bigger than like a playing card.
What are we heading towards right now? Are you trying to get in that door?
I think so.
You think so?
Yes.
I mean, it's lit up, so that's...
Well, we've been sitting here talking and
I
like,
know. So that's definitely where you need to go.
Yeah, I'm getting stuck.
yeah, you're
I'm gonna fucking die.
Go off the edge of that building there. Oh!
I'm Batman. I'm okay.
Okay. Get back up there and be all sneaky snake about it. Man, this room gets hot when the door closes.
Oh, I know.
Woo! Popped a molly, I'm sweating. Remember when that was a thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
The
jeez.
sniper found me.
You gotta get into that room, dude.
Okay, I'm
Running out of
gonna
time.
be a little bit more sneakier in this one.
Looks like justice has finally been served.
Now that we're not sitting here chatting away,
To see what's under that mask.
it'll be a little easier to pay attention.
That'd be cool if they had like the animation of the first person, the mask being lifted off when they did that. And he's like, "Oh, it's you! No
Bruce
way!"
Wayne. Shit, does he got any money on him? Does he keep his bank card? In
Alfred
his...
comes out of nowhere and like just slits that guy's throat. He's like, "I'm sorry, you can't know."
Have you seen the There's a Batman series where like Alfred is actually like a super badass. He's not
What?
just a butler. Yeah, yeah. So and
Was it an animated or a
no,
comic?
there's a comic storyline where it's like I guess I'm not too sure of it. I'm a little bit vague on the details because I've only like kind of seen a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But it's like I guess Alfred went to like he was like a Vietnam War veteran or something with Bruce Wayne's dad, or he was in some kind of war with Bruce Wayne's dad, Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
And I guess like after they die, he comes back to town and he like finds young Bruce and he like mentors Bruce Wayne as a young child and like shows him how to be a badass.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And he
So,
kinda takes on like a father
Alfred
figure.
trains
Yeah.
Bruce instead of Ra's al Ghul?
Well, he still goes out and finds it, but Alfred is the one that kind of like guides him into being the Batman.
Not a bitch anymore?
Yeah,
Cool.
because he's a badass. He's
Yeah.
from like Vietnam.
And now, is he still just Alfred, or does he like
Well,
take
he's-
on the Robin role? Or
No,
I
no,
guess
he's still Alfred, but he's
just badass Alfred?
He's got hair and like
He's got hair!
Yeah. He's
That's
like,
too much.
he's like he's a war veteran, and he still kind of acts as the butler, but he's just like acting as a butler because it's like Pennyworth
Drop
isn't his
Smoke.
real name.
Yeah.
So he changes his name and becomes Alfred Pennyworth, and like becomes Bruce's butler for cover, like to hide himself or something like that. I'd like to find that comic series and read it because I heard it's really good.
The far guy there. That's cool. I'd like to look. Do you remember the name at all? I guess I can.
It's probably the newer, like the new 52, where they've been like spinning off a whole bunch of the.
They've been like rewriting the
they've been
the
kinda,
universe.
they've been changing some things.
For continuity reasons. What's that called? Retro. Retcon.
Yeah, retcon. Yeah.
Batman comic, Alfred, badass. How Batman's butler Alfred evolved from a joke character to a total badass. 2015.
Oh, I died again. Man, I'm doing terrible right now.
Batman comic, Alfred, war
Not much
vet.
to look at from up close.
3 times you died in
I
one
know.
episode. It has been less than 3 minutes, Corey.
I admit, I am doing terribly right now. I hope people like looking at this load screen.
Yeah, no doubt. Looks like you're about to beat up Deathstroke again?
It looks like he's got.
Maybe
like
it's recapping what you've already done?
Yeah, it usually does that.
You know, one feature, and this is another game where you're going to play, Shadows of Mordor, Lord of the Rings Shadows of Mordor. My favorite thing about it is every single time you come back to the game, during the loading, it recaps everything you've done and your immediate objective. So
That's
you're
cool.
never, and it is open world, so it's one of those games that would be easy to get lost in.
Yeah.
But you always, if you pay attention to the loading screen, you'll always know what you have to do.
Right.
Yeah, actually be stealthy this time. EC Comics, History of Osha. I'm not getting anything.
Yeah, it might have been like a YouTube channel. There's a YouTuber, Comic Book Girl 19, or man, I don't know. There's so many YouTubers I watch, but someone was talking about it, and it was like I think it's from the New 52.
It just says Alfred Pennyworth.
Yeah, I'm sure if I looked it up, I'd be able to find it. But
Notable aliases: Thaddeus Crane, Thaddeus Middleton, the Eagle. He was once known as the Eagle. That's cool. Abilities: retired British intelligence operative, trained butler, trained in emergency medical techniques, proficiency with mechanical and computer systems. Well,
we'll have to.
I gave up.
Yeah.
That was a solid waste of 3 minutes of my time.
Well, you didn't miss anything.
Yeah,
here.
I missed you dying a bunch.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Alright, get in that building so we can take a break and start the next episode.
I gotta take out all these motherfuckers first.
Do it. Snipers first.
Do it. I think I got the snipers
Oh,
already.
well, good for frickin' you.
I know,
Other
right?
guys second. What was that shit?
So good.
He's gonna... Oh. No way those guys don't see you. What the hell?
I'm invisible. I'm
Are
Batman.
you fucking kidding me? Don't they see that giant bat symbol in the sky beaconing down in front of them?
Yeah, they're like, huh.
They're like, I wonder what that means. I wonder if anyone's gonna show up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's turning around! You fucked up! Kick him off a building and then get the hell out of there. Go off the side of the building. Right behind you. Turn around.
Let's go this way.
Alright. Whatever, man. Whatever, man. You do what you want.
This douche, because that guy's going to go find his buddy.
He was right here.
Boom.
Could have swore I saw a man bat.
Boom! So have you ever noticed that Batman really doesn't look like a bat? He looks more like Satan.
He's just a dude that's really dark with pointy horns.
He's just got devil horns on and like a big cape. Like bats don't look like that. At least not any bat that I've ever seen.
Listen, he's got a bat on his chest and he's a man.
Yeah.
He meets all the qualifications. He's got pointy ears like a bat or Satan.
Yeah, well, like his silhouette, he looks like the devil.
Isn't there an enemy in something called Satan? What am I thinking of? Satan?
There's Mr. Satan in Dragon Ball.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Mr.
That's
Satan.
exactly what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, so we got inside this building finally after me dying like a zillion times.
Yeah, and I mean, that's fine. Batman never loses, but whatever. When Cora's at the helm, Batman will lose all the time. It's okay. It's been a while. You're back into it now.
Yeah,
you just gotta let your inner Batman shine through.
For sure. But,
what does that say? Cider cola or soda cola? Soda cola. Get one of them nice soda colas.
So, this feels like a good place to end this episode for now, and we'll pick up back going through this building, I guess.
Alright, sounds good. We will see you next time at the heart of the GCPD.
Thanks for watching, people.